Even Akhilesh Yadav today put out a post in the afternoon. He says, you know, there are issues that have come up in the last week or so, but today let's discuss the war. Yeah. And then when the minister makes a statement, you saw what happened.
Good evening, Pranesh. Good evening to you and to the fellow panelists. I am sure, Pranesh, you and the learned friends sitting here, they all know that this monologue of Mr. Jaishankar was a suo moto statement, and as per the procedural rules, you cannot, these statements cannot be questioned. So when Mr. Jaishankar started making these monologues and the government was using the procedural loopholes to allow Mr. Jaishankar to deliver these monologues, so it was the duty of the opposition to hold the government accountable, because see, Pranesh, in a vibrant and a healthy democracy, when there is a crisis situation, transparency and accountability is important. What Mr. Jaishankar was doing, he even admitted that there's an inevitable fuel crisis that's going to happen. So it is the duty of the opposition to ask for a discussion to assess the preparedness level of the government or lack of it. And through these discussions, it's the citizens which come to know that what plans the government has made to shield them from this unavoidable avalanche of energy crisis, fertilizer shortages, which is going to put the lives off the track in coming days, all thanks to the failed foreign and domestic policies of this Modi Sarkar. But the escapist attitude of Mr. Narendra Modi, it's not new, we all have seen that. But today, when the war has reached the shores of India and is directly jeopardizing the life of Indian citizens, Mr. Modi and his government not ready for a discussion, this will eventually become a black swan moment for Bharatiya Janata Party. People are watching, people are seeing what this government is doing now. Pranesh, kindly just give me some more time. Let me just tell you how exactly this inflation has already reached us and how it is destroying the lives of ordinary individuals. Apart from the surge in the fuel prices, we all know from $65 per barrel, it has gone up to
no one is saying there is no problem. That's not even the point. But if you demand a discussion, Faizan Bhai, then you must at least, at the very least, listen to the minister concerned. Now this point about suo moto is right, that this was a suo moto statement. You're absolutely right. But sun to lena chahiye. Now, some people have made this about prepared text. Nikhil Jain called it nonsense. Dr. Ranganathan, prepared text is a problem hai.
Good evening, Pranesh, and good evening to my fellow panelists. At the outset, can I say that I feel terribly sad participating in the debate tonight, because this is how I want the parliament to be, like your debate show is right now. As a spectator, you have these five of my friends who are all parts of political parties. This is how the debate should be conducted. So I'm sad that this is not how things are conducted in the parliament, where we pay approximately 3 crores per day. And out here, you are conducting debate in an amazing fashion, where I am, as an outsider, getting to learn so much. Now, I am a lifelong Nota voter, and I always would be. But, I'm now dilly-dallying because my good friend Anish has made such great points that I would possibly tilt towards voting for him if ever he, tries to fight an election. All his questions that he has raised are absolutely legitimate and have to be answered. But there is one thing I want to ask you, Anish. Why aren't you allowing the government to answer it? Number one, you can very easily withdraw the no confidence motion and say, well, we'll take it up some other day, because yes, you allotted the time given to no confidence because you heard us. But now we have another pressing issue. Let's leave aside the no confidence motion and discussion on it, and let's talk on this. You could have done it. You didn't do it. Number two, absolutely right about these questions should be answered. But did you even hear Dr. Jaishankar? Let me explain. The point with the petrol prices and the government able to absorb them is the simple economics of it. Let's say the petrol costs 100 rupees per litre. Did you know that almost 45 rupees of it goes as tax to both the center and the states, roughly half and half? So the point is, the government is in an ability to absorb the shock of the rising oil prices that have risen by 30% already. The point is not that much the case in the LPG, where of course the tax is much less, sometimes even as low as 5%. But as far as the fuel prices are concerned, going forward, please don't spread panic, because the government is in a good position to absorb that rising prices. Number two, did you even at least have the humility to thank the government now for have the perspicacity of buying Russian oil for the past 3 years that the opposition was crying, don't do it, don't do it? Do you know that instead of buying oil from Saudi and buying from Russia, the government has saved $26 billion in the last 3 years? That has cumulatively stopped the inflation from rising by 1.47%. If it was rising, you would be the same people crying hoarse on the streets, pouring on and saying, look at the inflation, we should buy things from Russia. And number two, as for my good friend Nikhil Jain saying that, oh, we have already genuflected to Trump. 3 weeks ago, Trump said we are removing 25% oil tariffs because India is no longer buying oil from Russia. And if it starts to do so, we will slap even more tariffs. We continue to buy every day more than 1 million barrels per day from Russia. So at least, good sense should prevail, my good friend Anish. You are the most sensible of all 6 of us. Please spread this bonhomie of message of supporting the government when it needs to be supported all around.
Anish, now that you've been certified as the voice of the opposition on the panel, go ahead.